what we're not talking about is anything that's about Ike and Tina. But we do want to talk about, love. And what we thought about was one of the first things, since we're launching tonight, was we really wanted to focus on what most are looking at. Why? Like, why even consider maintaining our marriage? Why consider that a big deal? Love has everything to do with it. So if somebody say, what's love got to do with it? What do we say? Everything, right? And so, yeah, marriage, we know, marriage, y'all see the beautiful picture. And we're going to be looking at the love languages that we've already talked about in the workshop, but we're going beyond the love languages.
Yes. So look, it's like this. We know that marriage is not all cakes, cupcakes, and hugs and kisses, right? So with that understanding, we know that there's some work involved after the wedding.
Absolutely. And of course, y'all, one of the things that we want to do is to make for sure that we don't become too familiar with one another, because it's easy to do. And so what we're doing is laying the as Paulita stated, the foundation, right? And we know that we do have to put work in. Y'all know that this is not easy. Anybody think that this is easy? Just go ahead and we want you to go ahead and clock out, right? If you think this is easy, go ahead and, we'll release you. But hopefully no one leaves, right? But we can all admit, like Eric said, there are times when we feel distant. If you agree and you say there are times that we feel distant, just go ahead and say, yeah. Type in the chat for me, yeah. Or put no, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna make it easy on y'all. Put a 1 in the chat if you say yeah. Sometimes we do admit it may have some of those days where we feel distant from one another. Okay? And so if you say you agree with that, yeah, we've got some 1s. Yeah. So let's look at what we can do, of course, because we want to look at the most crucial aspect of our marriage, is discovering tools and strategies that's going to help us in maintaining the marriage.
Yeah, things that are going to safeguard and sustain it. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So then we went over that. Y'all said that, yes, y'all felt that. Here we go. Have you ever been there?
Now, listen, that was just one question, but have you ever been here? Have you ever felt like you were tired of the continual, repeated, same arguments over and over and over? If you say yes to that, go ahead. Give me a 15 in the chat.
Oh my.
Have you felt like you were disconnected? Have you felt like you missed the intimacy that you once had? Anybody? Or is that just Eric and I?
You missed it? You missed it? I thought we got that worked out. I know you was Iking today or whatever, but
you're right, y'all. We need marriage. We need marital maintenance. But have y'all ever thought, or had even just the thought of just it entering into your mind about divorce or separation?
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, just what they say, tell truth, shame death.
Yeah.
Understand.
So we're here to keep it real, right?
Keep it real, all the way real.
Absolutely.
Keep it 100.
These are different scenarios. And if you've been married a long time, or if you plan on being married a long time, which hopefully that's everybody in here. No, I'm not hoping. I declare that that's everybody in here.
In the name of the Messiah.
These are things that we will likely experience. We will likely have these moments that we feel like we're arguing over the same thing, like we're disconnected.
Even after you've been through stuff like this, that's why it is maintenance and it's ongoing.
Yes.
What's up, James? Good to see you, sir.
Yes, hey James.
All right.
And the intimacy and all those different things, the separation. Yeah, so these are things that we want you to know. Right. You're not crazy and you're not alone.
Yes. Now we ready to get in? All right. Now you were told to get your pad, get your your folder from your renovation. Get you some pen and paper. Both of you need pen and paper because we finna do a little math. All right, y'all ready for that math lesson?
Uh-oh. They said, listen, they didn't
All right.
go to school.
Right? So look, this is the first thing you want to do in order for longevity. It's not rocket science. It's basically make time for each other, right? So you're making time for each other. What we're gonna do is this. We're gonna divide out our week. We're gonna calculate our week and see what kind of time we got. Anybody say they pressed for time? Put a 0 in the chat if you feel like you got no time. Like your time is tight.
What do I type? What do I put in the chat at?
I
need to log on to put in the chat.
Me, man.
Oh, okay. All right.
So, oh my goodness, Rachel.
Rachel speaking for me.
Goodness. How many is that?
So true, Rachel. Yeah, so true. Dante Marley, yeah.
Yeah. You don't feel like you had that time. Okay, so what we're gonna do is this. I want you to take the work, how many hours you work a day times 7. You're gonna, on your piece of paper, you're gonna put it down just like this. You see work, sleep, and we gonna see how much you got free, okay? After I give y'all this. So for your work, if you add your commute in there too, because if you drive 30 minutes there and 30 minutes back, add an hour. So if you work 8 hours, that's 9 hours. Every day, what is your work? Write down your work. Give me a thumbs up when y'all finish. I want to make sure everybody
I got the clock on.
Situated.
I got the clock on. And give them 1 minute.
Right. You're gonna do the same thing for sleep. However much your average nightly sleep, add that up. Per night. Whatever it is per night, times it by 7. And give me somebody that want to share what their work looks like.
$43 seconds on the clock.
Are we typing it in the chat, or are we?
No, you got your paper, your pen and paper. This is gonna be for you.
Yeah. Okay. I have my pen and paper.
Okay. So if you wanna share yours, you can share it while you unmuted.
Oh. Okay. And we're supposed to times it by 7, right?
Right. Whatever your average work time that encompasses your commute to work, times that by 7, and then your sleep. Whatever time you normally get. If I normally get 5 hours, I'm times by 7, I got 35 hours of sleep. All right, that time.
Okay.
All right, so what yours look like as far as your work? What's gonna go in your work?
All right. So my work is 84 hours because typically I get up about 6 something, and then because of school, the kids go with me, so I had to get the kids ready, commute, and then I coach. So I usually get home about 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Oh man! What?
And then I usually get about like 5-6 hours of sleep because I still be having to do schoolwork and stuff.
I need you to be my scribe this time, baby.
I need another pen because this one. I don't like your pen.
You don't like my pen.
I don't like your phone. All right.
All right. So
you said 84 hours?
Work.
Yeah, because I'm typically, including the commute and everything, that's typically 12 hours.
Okay.
And then how many for sleep?
I get about 6, so 42.
42 hours of sleep.
Okay.
All right. So the next thing is, all right. Now this is everybody else. Y'all gonna go ahead and put in there how much time you devote to spirituality during your week. How much you give to chores. How much time you give to children. Now this is devoted time interacting with them. Whether you playing PlayStation with them, whether y'all talking or whatever like that. Then what time that you give toward fitness.
What can I account for fitness? Can we account for
walking from the bedroom to the office?
Yeah. Does that count?
No, we don't even get enough steps.
We don't get the heart rate up.
No, heart rate ain't going nowhere. All right. And then how much time do you have for play, for your hobby? Say hobby.
What is that?
Like they don't have hobbies. Well, them rich folks have hobbies. So we want to identify as rich and have some hobbies. Be well-rounded.
All right.
It's a must.
It's a must.
All right.
All right. We want to stick with Aaron, or we're gonna let somebody else go?
Hey, when you got yours already done? Yeah, let's stick with
Okay,
Aaron.
I have a question. So when it comes to spirituality, because when I go to church, we there like maybe 2.5 hours. How do I count that? Because that's only one day out of
That's only
7
one day.
days.
Okay, well that's just 2 hours.
Okay, I'll just add it on to okay. I don't have my numbers yet, but I just want to ask that.
Well,
Okay.
I got his numbers. So.
No, these for the chores
Chores.
and everything. Teresa, you want to tell us about his chores?
Don't be messy. Don't be
being
messy. Yes, you're being messy.
He helped with chores too.
Look at him.
Where's his cake?
Right? All right, now. He needs to register. Sign into Zoom and then.
Does cooking count as chores?
Cooking is a part of chores. That's right.
You know what I thought he said?
Why?
Does clicking count as chores? Okay, cooking. Okay.
Cooking does. Yes. Children, again, you focus, you dealing, what anybody got all their numbers? For Brianna Cordero over there. Why you looking at his, Brianna? She all over in his little bit.
Exactly.
I'm trying to add up all the kids' stuff, trying to do averages, laws of averages and things.
Oh, fine. See, don't forget to carry the one. You got to carry the one and get down to the square root of 6.2 pi.
No, sir. No, sir.
Oh, wait a minute. I got a math teacher on the.
Okay.
I'm showing myself. Aaron, don't pay that. No, never mind. All right. Okay, everybody got their time.
Got your numbers?
All right. So
You're gonna have to volunteer
somebody. Hey, when you good on your numbers, if you want to come on, since we already got your work and sleep.
So I got 80.
Okay.
Because truth be told,
do we want Aaron though? Because that's a whole lot.
That's a whole lot.
That's a whole lot.
That's okay.
Hours.
Because the total hours in a week is 168. So if you take his 84 and his 42 and minus it from the 168, we'll see what kind of free hours.
42.
He has 42 free hours.
So, I guess with spirituality, I dedicate about 30 minutes a day plus whatever I do for sure. So I end up having like 7 hours for spirituality.
So add that 7.
8 hours
Away from
for
the
chores.
Do you do chores every day, Aaron?
Yeah, well, I pretty much cook like for the kids every day. So
Okay. And then fitness.
Fitness, I said 10 hours because it depends on how long I stay at the gym. It's usually maybe between an hour, 45 minutes. So 10 hours for fitness. For play, I said 3 hours. And then the children, I didn't put the time for the children yet because it all depends on the day. Because sometimes I take them to the park, so it can be anywhere from like maybe 4 hours for the week to like 8. So it's in between.
Okay, so let's give him 8. Let's go to high number.
Okay, and then those are my numbers.
Okay, so let's add that up.
Okay, what was Aaron? What was your number for I missed play? Did you have something for play?
I said 3.
Okay.
3.
Got it. Okay.
All right, so we adding up 84, 42, 7, 8.
That's 126, 136, 146, and 16. What's 146 and 16?
I got 162. Yeah,
162.
I got 162.
Okay, 162 minus 168.
6.
That means you got 6 hours for Teresa. You got 6 whole hours for a week for Teresa.
Every week.
Every week. Now let's divide that 6 into the 7. 85% of an hour, 86% of an hour is what? 60 times
like 40 some minutes.
Well, the mathematician is smart.
Yeah. So
40.
Well, I got 51. I got 51. Well, rounded up to 52. So you got almost an hour a day for. Anybody else got some interesting numbers? I see some action down there with Field Breed.
Yeah, we got some numbers.
What y'all got?
How much time you got for Brianna?
So what do we add all these up?
Yeah, you add them all up and minus the 16, the 180 or 168.
Minus 168. Wait. We adding up work, sleep, free, and everything else?
Yeah, well, you adding up just if you take the work and the sleep and minus it and subtract it from the 168, that gives you your free time. Then you take away from the free time the spirituality, chores, children, fitness, and play, and that's gonna tell you how much time you got for Brianna.
So if you've already done yours, you don't have to, of course, share, but we want you to put it in the chat. Whatever your numbers are remaining, just put in the chat, type in the chat what your numbers are. When you subtract all of your time, your total hours, minus the 168, type it in the chat what your numbers are.
Yep.
And you don't have to put nobody, don't say this from me. just put your numbers in there.
So Dante, your -4 means that you have 4 hours. 4. Are you saying that you got 172 hours? Or are you saying what's left over is 4 hours for Marlon?
Ooh.
You hear me?
Dante said 170.
Yeah, no, it's 174 a week when you add it all up.
How y'all get that baby?
Okay.
Like that was in Puerto Rico.
For the Puerto Rican trip. Wow, okay. 174 hours. Okay.
All right.
Nah, but it's not 100% accurate. It's not 100% accurate.
I figured.
Yeah.
Ballpark.
Thank you
Ooh,
for that.
Teresa, you got 49 hours left?
Man.
Ooh.
Ooh, and Brianna, Cordero, which one is that? Y'all cheating. I said nobody had to share. Is that y'all numbers combined, Cordero?
That's my number. Cordero went over 168 hours, so he's reworking his, but I have 30 hours left.
All right. Phil got 9 hours. 9 hours divided by 7, that's over an hour and some change. Right?
So, but isn't this...
Wait, I don't think mine right.
But this is... Now think about this. These numbers show how much time we still have. When we say that we don't have time for each other, the numbers never lie. And so again, we're gonna let Dante, have that for tonight. But we do know he was honest to say it wasn't totally accurate, right? Because we know things shift. But y'all, think about it. We've got 49 hours in the chat that somebody has. We've got 30 hours in the chat that somebody has. We've got 9 hours. All these different hours that we still have for each other.
Now understand, the Most High, he's given everybody the 24 hours. It's what we do with those 24 hours. So making time for each other is key. Now that you have some time left over, I used to tell my children this: the people on TV, they done made their money.
Yeah.
It's like Sierra in this last album she put out. She put out this album, basically like a hot girl album or whatever, telling folks about, this information about not needing a man kind of thing or whatever, when she going home to a husband.
Right. Isn't it crazy?
You gotta get yours.
Absolutely.
Deciding what's important. Beginning with the end in mind, as Stephen Covey talked about, and planning out your day. Anybody have like a particular how they plan out their time or whatnot? If not, that's something that you want to. I'll show that later. But yeah, you want to. That's something that you want to do. All right. So we're gonna move on to the next.
Thank y'all. Good job, everybody. Good job.
Let me get a little feedback. How was it for you? Anybody volunteer? Raise your hand and come on and share what thought process. What did it do for you to go through that process and recognize the time that you had left over?
I guess it just puts things in perspective.
Yeah, absolutely.
How so?
Just realizing that we're so busy in what we do, with kids, work, extracurricular activities, and actually having a set time aside, and then also having time for yourself.
Yeah.
Because that's why that play is in there. Elaine's time for her is what?
My time for me is, of course, spa. Like y'all know, I'm a Calgon. Take me away.
Take me away.
But now, keep in mind, it's going to realize that this is what we're working with, right? It's mind blowing because it just doesn't seem like this is right. Because I know how I feel. I still feel like I got negative 2,700 hours.
Yeah.
Right? Anybody in the Women's Day, all the women? Yes, if y'all with me, you feel like that? Yeah. So, it's just looking at how we can make make the time that we do have together, make them more meaningful and make it effective and make it work.
Hands down.
But thank you for sharing though, Teresa. That's good.
Yes.
And so now we do want to shed some light on, of course, more physical intimacy. If you want more physical intimacy in your marriage, in your relationship, I want you to type 69 in the chat. Y'all put the babies to bed, right? All right. If you want more physical intimacy, type 69 in the chat.
Them men scared. Them women came on out the box.
Okay, and let me just say, we're not just talking about sex.
It's not.
Y'all see, it's not sex, as Eric said. But we want to recognize, right, that touch is important. And y'all saw, if you're not following us on any of the socials, make sure that you do, because we give different connection points on social media as well. But as Eric said in the workshop as well, kissing on the face in the morning is one of the ways that you can just give a whole, it will just spark so much inside, where you're able to feel that you are intimate with one another.
Connection.
And that's a connection like none other.
It's actually science. If you look it up, they tell you even to do that with your children.
Yes.
To give them a kiss on the face, and it sets off endorphins and the connection piece to cause their day to be better. They enter into their day in a better frame of mind.
Absolutely.
Right. These tips are if you're not prone to the physical touch. If your love language is not physical touch.
And now here's the thing too, we want to make sure that you know this, because those of us who are in here who are already parents, did y'all realize and did you know that a child who is never touched, have y'all ever heard of failure to thrive? Anybody heard of failure to thrive? A baby, you can take an infant who has never been touched. You can dress them. There was one lady who she dressed her child. She took care of him. She did all that, but she would lay the baby down and really wouldn't have any interaction. That baby died. There is something called failure to thrive in our relationships. And so if one of you have a love language that is touch, then we gotta see how we can meet each other.
The partner,
be able to meet that need of our partner. And so be deliberate about how we're spending time with each other. Be deliberate about touching, hugging, and showing affection, right? And then if you are not that one that's touchy-feely, ask yourself why. And do your own research, uncover those things.
Work.
Do the inner work, absolutely. That will actually help you to understand you, so that you can be able to share that with your spouse, because that's even intimacy right there.
So push past that awkwardness, because physical touch does add a lot to the relationship.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Yes.
All right. What's next?
All
right. Why do you love your partner? Brian, why do you love Cordero besides triceps, biceps, and forceps and sept of the seps? Right? Why do you love Brian besides that? Coming ready for the camera. Every 6, I never seen her not
ready.
Not ready.
She said, I ain't gotta get ready.
What you feel? What was it that made you love Brienne to say, hey, I'm locking this down?
Okay. She ain't getting away from me.
She ain't going nowhere else.
Was it their laugh? Was it their, for some of y'all, it was their walk. I know y'all. It was how they walk in them jeans.
Sound like you projected.
Okay. All right.
It was my walk?
Maybe so. But what is it that was your AM? Right? What is it that you can say that was, the reason why you chose them? There was something that was there. What activated your interest? What motivated you to pursue them? There was something there. And so we want to revisit the AM. When we're talking about what does love have to do with it? Well, it's got everything to do with it. Now, again, love is, and we'll talk about that a little later because I don't want to go ahead of myself, but keep in mind that it's a bit sad that, of course, when we're looking at relationships, that this usually comes to the point where, we look at people who are saying that our relationships are impossible, right? Because and we're seeing more and more of long marriages, y'all, that are saying, hey, I'm tapping out. Anybody, do y'all know anybody who's been married 15, 20, 30 years and are deciding to tap it out? It's something that's real. And so again, we want to look at what's powering our passion for our relationship so that we can do what we can power it up again.
Hands down. All right. So what's love got to do with it? Like ELAINE just said, people still get divorced and will tell you they still love that person, but they just can't get along. How is that?
Now, one of the things that love is, and I love what Paulita said, love is the foundation. And what we have always said that, and I'm with you, Paulita, but something that we had to look at even more in depthly was that, when we say it's a part of the foundation, right? Because when you first are with someone, do you love them automatically? No.
Love at first sight.
Love at first sight, right. Yeah, those shows.
I believe that's what happened to you. You saw them green slacks and was just like...
I know you believe it. I know he believed it. I know he believed that. But most times, what do we do first? We feel something. We have the butterflies. Anybody remember the butterflies? If you remember the butterflies, I want you to type 7 in the chat. For completion, type 7. If you remember feeling the butterflies, right? And so we feel first. Well, so when we say, let's look at it, love is actually a system. It's actually a tool that is used to help the house to be sustained, to sustain the relationship, to sustain the house. The foundation, we know that the foundation has to be, first of all, the Father. And then we know that the foundation has to be, what, does anybody agree with that? The foundation has to be, start with the Father, right? The creator of all relationships, right? But we want to be able to look at how the scripture tells us in Proverbs 24, verses 3 and 4. It says, through what? Wisdom is a house built. And by understanding is it established. And by knowledge shall the chambers be filled with all precious and pleasant riches. So y'all, if we look at what the foundation is, so the foundation comes through wisdom. What is wisdom? Wisdom is the ability to know how to use the information. What is knowledge? Knowledge is the information. So first we got to have the Father, then we got to have the knowledge, then we got to have the understanding.
Because wisdom is the principal thing.
Wisdom is the principal thing. If we have those,
Fear of the Father,
the fear of Yah, the
is
fear
the beginning
of God,
of
absolutely.
not knowing anything, the beginning of wisdom, so on and so forth.
Everything starts with the Father.
Hands down.
And then we have, of course, knowledge. We have understanding and we have wisdom. That's the foundation. And then love is in there. But it tells us even that our chambers shall be filled with all precious and pleasant riches. And that ain't just talking about money. That's beyond money, but it's also the abundance of where love is built. Because like Eric said, when we do sessions, we have so many couples that may come in and they'll say, we'll ask them, hey, so y'all really want to call it quits? And they'll say, yeah, we're thinking about really calling it quits. If y'all don't save this, we call it quits. And we like, first of all, we don't save marriages. The Father does. But then we ask them, what happened?
Touch his glory.
Okay, we ain't touching his glory. But we ask them, what happened? Do you love them? And they will agree, yeah, we love each other. But it's not the fact of loving each other. It's the fact that we're not doing lovable things.
Hands down.
So what are the lovable things that we should be doing in our marriage, in our relationship? Right? Y'all look at that picture. Y'all see that? Now that's me and Eric projecting that onto y'all about our future. But hopefully y'all can see yourselves too, right? But listen, we've got to realize that the success of marriage, it cannot just be based on love or the feeling or the sex, and all those are necessary, because we don't want to ever try and think of having or planning for that to be something that's of non-existent. But if you look at the marriages, you got to know change will happen. But what we can do, of course, is make for sure that we are building and we're keeping our mindset on the fact that love and wisdom and knowledge and
you said no, and I
no,
said
you're good. And understanding and the Father is the thing that's going to create the solid, successful, healthy relationship that we all desire. So what does love have to do with it? Everything. So beyond the love languages, Eric, you can go ahead and take that one.
Yeah. So look, the secret to longevity is, as ELAINE shared, is doing the lovable things. You make time for each other.
Yes.
You have more physical intimacy, and you revisit, you repower up with remembering what activated and motivated you to pursue your spouse. Okay.
Can you share about the cars, the vehicles, like our updated vehicles? Y'all have how many of y'all have a car that's got computer systems in it?
Yeah. So, well, I can even do phones.
Okay.
Or whatever. Your cell phone comes with updates. You buy this brand new, you all glad about it. Time goes on, you have to do an update. Am I right? In order for certain apps to work, you got to update. So if you're feeling disconnected sometime, maybe some of your apps hadn't been updated to the new system update. Because once you do a system update, a lot of times the different apps have to be recalibrated and have to then be updated as well. Right? So you want to get a new be updated in your partner. You want to realize things are going to change.
Yes.
Every child ELAINE extracted from me, she was a different person simply by the fact she had another baby.
Yeah.
Right? I became a different person because now I'm not the father of 2, now I'm the father of 12.
So people can't even describe you anymore.
They can't describe you as they once did.
Yeah.
They gotta come with the, I'm the new version. Right? It's a new version of you.
And so we've gotta, I think one of the things is to check in with each other, and this is why communication is always so vital. It's because we've got to get that next download.
Yes.
To what you're saying.
And that same way with the father. You can't, backsliding is standing still. Backsliding ain't even just going backwards. It's standing still. Kind of like the guy who had the one talent. He went and buried it and it stayed still.
Wow.
It did not grow. So in your life, you as an individual got to be growing.
Yeah. Because
truth be told, y'all, listen, it's not even about working on your marriage. It's about you fighting for your marriage. It's about you fighting and managing your role in the marriage. As the father is already laid out for you, as the husband and as the wife. If you function in that place and you're continuing to grow in the father in that, and able to maximize that and grow that, good and faithful, my faithful servant, is what you're gonna hear, because you did the marriage, the relationship well, hands down.
Absolutely.
All right. So real quick, we want to, as we begin to close in, and we're gonna get into some questions and answers and so on and so forth. But I wanted to remind y'all of your subscription, so you understand your subscription. All right. So you getting one-on-one monthly with us, right? So you could have scheduled that at any time.
Anytime.
You get 12 sessions.
Yes.
Right.
As long as the calendar is free.
Right. You can schedule them all out in advance if you like to. You can do that so nobody else gets your slot, whatnot. And what we're doing today, is a group, right? Then you have create your family vision and mission statement, right?
How many of y'all are excited about creating a family vision?
I've been chomping at the bit, ready to get it in.
Yes.
So you have that. One of the things, I'll come back to that at a later date. But you have that, all right? Then the quarterly in-person couples family outing, you will know about where we're going and what we're gonna do well in advance.
Yes.
Okay.
And so we've got some mini dates that are planned as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'll be presenting this where we will have dates, and there'll be some things that you'll be able to do from the comfort of your home.
Right.
And when we come back the next month, you will have to make sure that you have done that date, whatever we all agree. And we want, of course, we're going
testimonials.
Yeah, we want testimonials and pictures, and we want full participation. So there's gonna be a public flogging for those who not teachers. But we will do some certain things that will encourage us and keep the flame going, so that we can be accountable to one another. Right. Because how many of you want to see your relationship, and not just yours, but those who are in here together, right? We all want to see each other succeed, right? What if we are able to keep each other accountable
and
for years to come? This would be amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right? And you get 20% off all events, right? So that was the value, and this was the agreement or whatever. So our events like Meet a We, we're getting ready to schedule Meet a We. You're getting like $60 off of this, right? And then here you're getting $100 off of this one, right? And that's the Relationship by Design Lab. That's where we do an assessment, and it pinpoints where you guys are and gives you a roadmap that we facilitate you and guide you through to bring those growth areas to strength areas. All right. So I just wanted y'all to remember that and everything. So now, question and answers.
Is love alone enough, y'all?
No.
Yeah.
Good to see y'all, Jeffrey and Denise.
Is sex alone enough?
No. Stop it.
James is shaking his head for yes. Wait, was that Jeffrey too? Was that Jeff? Denise? I'm praying for you, sis. I'm praying. But y'all, really, love alone is not enough, right? And so we've got to do the lovable things.
Right.
And so yes, this is of course where we're beginning, and there's going to be even some deeper dives. But we wanted you to start off tonight, especially with the foundational.
Hands down.
That we're building and rebuilding.
Hands down.
The house.
All right. The mic is open. If you want to come to the mic and share a perspective, encouragement, question.
How has the last month been? Anybody had any success? Have you been dealing with your relationships better? Have you gained certain tools that you're putting in place and implementing? Okay, I see Rhonda.
I don't know. I might need
Rhonda shaking her head, but yes.
All right, there we go.
Okay.
Hey, Rhonda and Mega. Hey,
Yay.
what's going on?
I had to unmute. Yes, we've been utilizing the tools of communication. We're really working on our communication skills. And if you've ever had someone that, like my husband, went through his stroke and he deals with aphasia, and so I'm a fast talker. And I have multiple thoughts running through my head all the time, and so I'm not taking it so personal now when he say, Rhonda, I need you to slow down. I need to process.
Yeah.
And so we are really trying to, since coming to the workshop at Grace, we actually at 50 some plus years old, 54 and 58, we're not going to be fools. And we don't want to end up a statistic and get divorced because we can't get along or we can't communicate. And so because we like each other and we love each other, we decided we're going to make love work for us.
Yeah.
And whatever that entails. Whatever that entails, it takes a lot of forgiveness and a lot of patience. And you just realize that, and we're trying to work on our tones. How do y'all say it? Don't be so reactive all the time.
Yeah.
Be proactive together. And when we see that we're getting off course, we stop from the tools that we learned in workshop. Just reiterate. We say, hey, sweetheart, I'm sorry. I don't want to argue. I'm not feeling well enough today to actually comprehend what you're saying, and I'm really exhausted. So.
Oh, I love that. Because even in that, what you're saying is assertive, like being assertive, right? Mm-hmm. That's Mega being assertive and saying, hey, this is what I need. I need you to, to tone it down. Or babe, I need you to slow it down. Because so many times, listen, we can be, anybody in here will admit to being passive, like sometimes in your relationship.
Don't forget that other part.
Passive.
Aggressive.
Anybody will admit, raise your hand. Let us go on and claim it. Claim it. Look at James. Right. And so thank you for sharing that, Rhonda, because we're all in this together. And y'all think that Eric and I, like we got it made. Don't y'all think that? Because I'm still working long and hard on this one. And listen, putting that time in.
Being on the front lines, we have to put in practice everything. Stephen Covey said that the best way to learn something is to teach it.
Yeah. Get
it and teach, and you take on a different responsibility for the information.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. All right.
So
Anybody else? Before we... Anybody?
I don't have a question. I just wanted to make a comment that I think it was great, that scripture y'all shared in Proverbs, when you asked the question about, is love enough? Mm-hmm. Because a lot of times we think we've been misled, I could say, at least I have in the past, to think that it was. But when bring in all those other components, understanding, knowledge, and wisdom, and putting those things into practice, it kind of piggybacks on what Rhonda said. She now has an understanding of Mega's medical conditions, so it helps her to be more compassionate.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? More patient. And so that's understanding. She loves him. Now she couples that with understanding, and then she walks in wisdom in how she said they use their tone. So all of that, love, it's going to take more than just loving a person. You got to have all those other components.
Listen, so exactly, Pauline. And so when y'all got friends and when your children's, I say children's, but when they get ready to get married and they come to you and they say, I just love them, you better tell them. It takes more than love, right? And so it's the working part of it. But what we want to do is salute everybody. So before we get off tonight, we want you to hold your glasses up. If there's not any other questions, any other comments, now speak now or forever hold your peace until next month.
Right. Is that sweet tea, Teresa? That wasn't sweet tea?
It's just water.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So hold your glass up. Look at James. Oh, James. Oh. All right, y'all. So we're going to end the night with a toast.
Yes.
This is to marital maintenance, y'all.
Hands down.
This is what it looks like to have a real working relationship. So we applaud y'all. We love y'all. And we're going to do this together. Now, once y'all take y'all, go on, let's get married again.
Oh, yeah?
Let's get married again.
That's what we're doing? I got the... Y'all see, I don't know what was going on.
Oh, Rachel and
Stephen just go.
oh, Lisa and James. Oh, we'll take a sip for y'all.
That's all right. For my none-together homies.
Yes. All right, everybody. If you will, unmute yourselves. And everybody, let's just say good night, peace and blessings. Unmute. Let's say
Good night.
Good night, peace and blessings.
Good night. Peace and blessings.
Good night.
Good night.
Love
Good
you
night.
all.
Good.